So yeah, you had mentioned that you have something that like a perspective on this. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm usually standing on the sidelines of these sort of things, but with this issue, from my vantage point as somebody who's sort of seeing where the economy in this town is going and where the pain points for industry, for younger people trying to live in this town, and just the trouble that we would have if we didn't pass like these types of zoning measures, like I get really scared. So I just wanted to say something about that. Peterborough has the potential to go under a real, renaissance over these next couple of years. We've already, filled a lot of the available office space and industrial space in town over the last year. It's been quite a resurgence. And that's great, but it's not going to last if we don't deal with the housing issue. You have NHBB trying to hire people. We have So Clean trying to hire more than 200 people. We have, smaller businesses that I've worked with like Nut and Ordinary, Froling, looking for a couple people to run their facility, and they can't find it. And the reason they cannot find it, and you can ask these people to a person, is because people have to travel to take those jobs, and they have a really hard time finding an affordable house or living situation in this town. And then I know people who are part of the makerspace, creative people with a lot of talent, and when they want to move to this area because it's a beautiful area, it does have a vibrant art scene, but they have a lot of problems doing that because, again, affordable housing is not easy to find. I looked today on, how many apartments are available in Peterborough, surrounding towns. I found 6. And that's not a lot, and all of them are sort of housing that was built at least 50 years ago. It's not like there's nothing sort of to the current standards of code and living conditions that younger people are going to be looking for, or anybody really. So it's really difficult. If you're looking for something, you have to know somebody who knows somebody who has an apartment that they're gonna rent. It's not an easy thing. And then the opposition to small incremental changes that are proposed in these zoning bills, I find really disingenuous. I've talked to a lot of the opponents, and they tell me, oh, we know there's an issue. We know we have to have more housing. We want young people to live in this town, but they don't suggest any feasible way to do that. I was told, well, we could have more people split up their existing house into apartments. Okay, but if that was a feasible solution, why hasn't it happened already? I don't think that's going to happen at the scale that that anybody.
To my understanding, too, based on the way the law is written, like that's actually not something that's really permitted.
No, it's not.
Anyways, like the like in order to do that, dividing up, you need the laws that we have right now that we're talking about repeal. Like, right. I think that's something that's covered inside TNOD too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, how do you deal with this issue? I mean, if we all recognize the problem, how are we going to solve it? And what the zoning bills have done and are proposing to do is making it a little bit easier to build some more housing and multiple units on one plot or a smaller plot than you can now in certain areas downtown, close to downtown Peterborough. That makes a whole lot of sense if you look at where people want to live and where I think the community would like to put housing. We don't want a suburban sprawl. We want sort of more density where people are already living in a dense neighborhood.